All right, we've reached almost December. We're a day after Thanksgiving, just
That's right.
doing another set of reviews. How many do we have?
Got 5 books this month.
5 good books. All right.
Our next book is Mark of the Fool by J.M. Clarke. This is the first book, LitRPG fantasy series, Mark of the Fool. That's the series name. There are 7 books in the series, and I haven't read them all, so I don't know if it ends in the 7 books, but I doubt it. After his parents died, Alex Roth had one desire, and that was to become a wizard. And through hard work, he was accepted into the University of Generosity, the world's greatest academy of wizardry. But fate had another plan for him. On his 18th birthday, just before he is supposed to leave to go to this academy, he is chosen by the gods and marked by them as one of the kingdom's 5 heroes. Every 1,000 years, I think it's 1,000, maybe 100, every period of time, the gods bring 5 heroes to bear, and that's the time when this destroyer gets active and tries to destroy this country. And monsters are spawned in several locations, and they have to have the heroes to fight off all these monsters. And those heroes are given wonderful gifts of strength or intellect or magic or whatever. But one of the heroes gets a different mark. It's called the Mark of the Fool. And the only thing that history remembers the Mark of the Fool as is as a fool who dies trying to serve the other 4 powerhouses of this 5 heroes. He has history of this fool died this way, this fool ran away and died this way, this fool ran away and was never heard from again, this fool died. And so he's got all these histories of what happened to the fools before, and now he's been marked. There's an actual mark of a joker on his shoulder that is really hard to hide. It shines out and it says, "Here I am, I'm the Mark of the Fool." And they've got a religious cult, all of the countries of the world, that are looking for these marked people to get them together so that they can fight against all the monsters. Not everyone always wants to be a hero, and so they have to gather them and bring them in. And so he's got to get out of the country, run away without coming across or being recognized by these cultists that somehow had the ability to feel the mark when they're close to it. He takes his little sister with him and his best friend, who happens to be a girl, a warrior type girl. She takes her 3-headed dog along, a Cerberus, and they run away and they flee for the university. But these cultists are surrounding all of the points that they can leave the country in easily to pick up anyone that's trying to run. And so they have to take a different course that is very dangerous to get out of the country. The Mark of the Fool, this mark that he's got on his shoulder, prevents him from doing anything martial. He can't swing a sword at someone without falling over himself. All his dexterity just goes away when he tries to hurt someone with a sword. He has at least one spell that he can use, but if he tries to direct it at someone to do damage, every time that he has failed in life is rammed into his brain, showing he's a failure, making it hard to hold on to the magic and do anything with it. That's what the Mark of the Fool does to him. But it also makes it so he can learn anything rapidly. It helps him see, oh, I did this and that's why it failed. Oh, I can do it this way. And that almost worked. Oh, I can do it this way. And finally, he can very quickly get to a point where he's an expert in anything but martial skills. While he's trying to stay alive, he has to learn how to use this mark of the fool to help him learn the things that he's not supposed to learn. He finds that, well, I'll let you find out how he does it, but he uses this mark of the fool against itself to help him learn things that he's not supposed to be able to learn. It has a slightly clunky beginning, so get through the first 2 or 3 chapters. After that, it's a really fun read. Alex is very quick thinking. He can adapt on the fly to make things work out for him. And he has to. He's friendly, he's outgoing, he gets along with just about anyone that's willing to get along with him. And it's enjoyable to watch him take this mark that is supposed to make him expert in mundane things and use it to make him an expert in fighting and in magic. And I gave it a 10.
Okay.
There's no profanity, no offensive sexual content. There's violent incidents of high intensity, and I rate it for preteen.
Okay, so even younger audience.
Yeah, there's just nothing other than a little bit of violence that you want to avoid your children.
Now, I was reading one book to my son, The Mage Errant, and it just got, I don't know, maybe a little more complex than he could follow.
Mage Errant is complex enough that he might have a hard time following. This isn't.
This isn't.
This is fairly straightforward, and I think he could follow it.
And how would you rate them comparably? Like,
well, they're both
good?
Really good,
okay.
But one of them takes a lot more thought to understand the magic system.
Okay, that's Mage Errant.
Yeah, Mage Errant.
Versus this one doesn't.
Mage Errant, he takes forever to understand his magic. It takes years. Here, the guy's going full tilt right away.
Okay. Do you find this carries on at a good clip?
It does. I've only read the first 2 books of this. That was one that was recommended to us by one of our readers.
Okay. Well, thank you for recommending a good book.
Yes. That's it.
All right.
That's what I've read this month.
That sounds great. I'm looking forward to some of those.
Okay. Good reading.